introduce yourself. I want to meet you. I want you to go to the comment section. I want you to type your name, your marital status, and your location. Your name, whether you are engaged, single, married, or and your location where you are joining from. I want you to go to the chat box. I want to see, as I welcome each one, I want you to go to the chat box. Let's have your name. Let's have your name. Okay, your name, your status, and where you are joining from. Let's start by doing that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Olagunju Oluwatobi Victor. All right. Oluwadarasimi from Lagos, single. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So go to the comment section, your name, your marital status, where you're joining from. I would like to meet you. Okay, Toluwani joining from Ibadan. You're welcome. Olagunju Oluwatobi from Osogbo. Wow, that's great. We have Lagos, Oyo. Okay, Ifeoluwa Tarashe from Ilorin, single. Okay, oh, Olagunju engaged. All right. Toluwani. Okay, good evening. You're welcome. It's nice having you. If you are just joining, kindly introduce yourself, your name, your marital status, and where you're joining from. Okay, Koinsola, the Mercy joining from Lagos, your marital status. Oh, Oji, married. Okay, you're welcome. Joy Nena, you're welcome. Okay, Koinsola joining from Lagos. Wow, 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 wow. That's great. I celebrate everyone. I celebrate everyone for being here. I celebrate you for being on time. And we're going to have a great time today. We're going to have a great time. Tomorrow is going to be a time of transformation. So I welcome everyone. I welcome everyone. And I know that you will be glad you came here today. And so we are going to start right away. We're going to start right away. Okay. Now, once again, I welcome you. So I would like to start with this. You cannot over-prepare for marriage. You can under-prepare for marriage, and the consequences can wreck your life. And that is why today's the masterclass, we are treating blind spots that can wreck your marriage. And so understanding that you cannot over-prepare for marriage is very vital. Before we even dive to tonight's topic, it's very vital because we are in a world where people don't really see marriage preparation as something necessary. They just feel, oh, let me meet somebody I love, we understand each other, and we are good to go. In fact, I have some who said, just pray, let God tell you who you want to marry, and you are good to go. What is all this preparation all about? But most of these people, after some years, end up with great marital crisis and they come back for marriage coaching. So you can under prepare, but you cannot over prepare. I want you to understand that the marriage institution is just like higher institution. You cannot just wake up one morning and say you are going into the higher institution. No, you would have gone through, tests, exams to qualify you. So also, the marriage institution shouldn't just be entered into without preparation. And because you are here tonight, I'm so glad that you are intentional. Humorously, some years back, someone was like illustrating the power of marriage in the life of individuals. And he said that one person, just one person, could get the spouse angry, and the spouse could just get to the office and sack 11 workers. That is the power of the influence of marriage. But this same person could be angered by 11 workers and get home, and just one person, the spouse, will quench the fire. That is the power of marriage. Most people are not aware of that. Marriage has the power over every other aspect of life. That's why you see some people, they commit suicide. You see some people get married and the business crash. You see some people become, unhealthy after marriage because of stress, crisis. This is one institution that affects a lot, every aspect of life. Unfortunately, most people don't give into it. But I celebrate you for being here tonight, for coming here to prepare. Whether you are single, married, or engaged, this is the right platform. And most people feel it's until you see someone before you start marriage preparation. No, marriage preparation starts before you meet anybody. By being aware, there are the right process that a marriage preparation coaching should engage, effective one. And by the time you get to understand yourself, it will help you to know the right person that will fit into your space. So if you are single here, understand that marriage preparation is not when you get somebody, it's before. And if you are engaged, it's not late. Even if you are married, it is not late. You're welcome once again. I would like to introduce myself. I'm Bunmi Adesiyan, and there's one thing I always like to say and emphasize, and that is every lasting marriage is built. They are not by chance, but through intentional preparation, emotional maturity, and practical relationship skills. And that is why when you are intentional about your marriage, you will enjoy bliss. Whatever you experience in marriage is based on your knowledge. If you are experiencing crisis, that means you have not gained adequate knowledge. But if you are not experiencing crisis, if you are such who loves knowledge and you are implementing it in your family, your marriage, you can't but enjoy bliss. And by God's grace, I'm the CEO of Marriage with Harmony. It's a marriage education platform that is committed to reducing marital crisis and divorce. We do that by equipping singles, married, those engaged, even equipping them with tools and the adequate knowledge for them to experience lasting marriages. And this, I became a coach because I grew up in a dysfunctional home. We always know that as broken home. So that inspired me to help others to build marriages, because it made me long to see two people being together, to enjoy and not have any reason to separate, because my parents separated when I was 3 years old. So you can imagine that So it became a passion that, I just want to help people get it right. While in the university, some of my friends, we just laugh at me. If you are looking for Bunmi, you just see that she's in one corner, counseling, telling people how to get it right. And despite the fact that God was releasing that wisdom to help people get it right, after my first degree in the University of Ilorin, I went further to gain adequate knowledge because I didn't want to teach theories. I didn't want to teach based on people's, their experiences or what I feel it should be. I wanted to teach, I wanted to educate based on proven framework, proven framework research. So that made me to go out the more to become an associate family life practitioner with the Institute of Family Engineering and Development, and also to become a licensed premarital coach with Start Your Marriage Right Academy. And it's been a great journey seeing engaged, people, single, married, enjoy their marital lives. And by God's grace, I've been in this marriage industry, coaching industry for over 20 years, over 2 decades of building marriages, and by God's grace, been experiencing blissful marriage for 23 years. June last year was our 23rd anniversary. So tonight, you're not just coming to hear somebody who doesn't even understand the process. Apart from being a professional with proven strategies and framework, experience too, I have experience, adequate experience to back up. By God's grace, I'm also the author of Practical Relationship Resources, The Greatest Quality of Marital Bliss, Changing a Stubborn Spouse, Time Out with Myself, a Pre-Marriage Audit. And our vision and our mission in Marriage with Harmony is to reduce divorce rate, marital crisis. And we do that, as I earlier explained, by equipping individuals. So I celebrate you for trusting this process. I appreciate you for coming along. Thank you. And you are going to have a great time. And so we are going to move straight to tonight's masterclass topic. It says, the blind spot that can wreck your marriage. The blind spots that can wreck your marriage. Now, let us start. What is a blind spot? Let us start by that. What is a blind spot? A blind spot is something that you cannot see, even though it exists and affects your decisions, your outcomes, your behavior, your attitude. But because you cannot see it, you don't even recognize that it's causing harm. It's just like driving. When you are driving, there are areas outside the car that the mirror will not be able to pick. And those are areas are the blind spots. I can remember a few days ago, we were going out and my husband was about to, drive into a corner. From nowhere, a bus just came and just drove past. It was so close that my husband said, yeah, he didn't see it. And I said, that's blind spot. And so it just made me to still understand that, yes, blind spots could be costly. So you could just imagine if my husband had turned and, driven into that corner, there would have been a serious accident that day. And that is why most marriages are experiencing marital crisis, because of blind spot, what they don't see, what exists. And so tonight, we are going to consider 5 major blind spots. We have many, but these ones are major. and they always begin marital crisis and they lead to divorce. And that is why, despite the fact that there are many factors, we are considering these 5 in this master class. And when we understand these 5 factors, then it will help us to be able to fix them and know what to do. And so the first is mindset. First is mindset. I want to ask you, do you know that there could be a situation that will make you feel you are doing the right thing, but you wouldn't know that you are doing yourself harm? I want you to ask, to think about that. There are some times that you feel you are doing something right. You just believe it is right, but you just understand that there's no progress. Have you encountered such? If you have encountered such, I want you to just go to the comment section and type yes or no. Have you experienced such? That you just feel that yes, you are doing what is right, but you are not experiencing progress and you're wondering what is happening. If you have experienced that, I want you to go to the comments and type yes. Just type yes. I want to see those who can relate. You have a particular belief, but that belief is not moving you forward. Okay. All right. So mindset means the way you think and your beliefs about different aspects of life. And this belief affects how you behave. Okay. Konyisola, yes, Ife, I can see you. Okay, I'm happy you can relate with that. And so mindset is the way you think and your beliefs about different aspects of life that shapes your attitude, your behavior, your character, your outcomes, the results you have in life. And so mindset is so powerful, but people don't understand its effect in experiencing marital bliss. And that is why it's a blind spot. A lot of people grew up with different mindset. A lot of people have mindsets that are not empowering. They have negative mindset about marriage, and it has made some singles not to be in the right relationship. It has made some who are engaged and married to connect with the wrong person because of the wrong mindset, which they don't know that they have, but is causing harm. A few weeks ago, a friend was discussing with me on a particular step she ought to have taken, but she had a particular mindset concerning that issue. After discussing it, it was just one statement I made to help her uncover that blind spot. Immediately, I explained to her what she was doing to herself. Her mindset changed on the spot because she never saw it that way. She never saw it that it had caged her until she was able to get somebody to tell her. That is how blind spot is. You won't understand it until somebody else tells you, oh, a car is coming, don't turn yet. Oh, something is wrong. And that is how it is. So mindset is very powerful. And it's one of the blind spots we are checking tonight. The second is relationship chemistry. We have what I'm sure maybe some people are saying, chemistry again in relationship, is there physics or biology? No. We have relationship chemistry, and relationship chemistry is how two people connect with each other in a relationship, how two people enjoy being together. We have some relationships that you cannot even share your errors with your partner. You are afraid because you will be judged. So you just keep quiet and prefer to say every other good thing. But relationship chemistry is such that helps people bond together. But it's a blind spot because most people don't even understand it, and they don't understand that there's no chemistry in their relationship that is leading to marital crisis. They don't even understand it. And then number three factor that we are considering that people don't understand and their blind spot is compatibility. Compatibility means agreement. Two people being able to agree, to align. And just like the Bible says, can two people work together except they agree? So this blind spot of not understanding compatibility has made people just to enter into wrong relationship, to choose wrongly, not even know what to do in marriage if they don't agree. And so compatibility is very vital in experiencing marital bliss. And we also have the fourth and fifth, which is understanding femininity and masculinity. That is being able to understand the strength, the characteristics, the qualities that makes up a healthy and flourishing womanhood. And masculinity is being able to exhibit those characteristics, the attributes that makes up a whole man, healthy manhood. But most people are not intentional because everyone grew up, just like men, grew up, with, this is how you must take care of your wife, this is how you must provide for your family. And so people grew up not even understanding who they are. A lot of men grew up thinking of how to carry responsibilities, how to take care of wife, how to take care of their children, and they didn't know that they have gradually lost the consciousness of who they really are as a man. And it has really, led to a lot of crisis, even a lot of women, because they want to take care of children, they want to satisfy, they want to do a lot of things. They forget who they are as a woman. That is why a lot of couples may not be happy. Why? Because they are not really enjoying womanhood, even their manhood. But tonight, we are uncovering this hotspot, and you will be glad that you are here. And so let's move on to really uncover all these factors. I've mentioned 5 factors, and before I move on, I want somebody to just write one out of the factors. I want to be sure we are following. Just write one of those factors. I mentioned 5. One of the blind spots. I want you to write it. I want you to go to the comments and write it. Okay. I want you to write one. At least one. Go to the comments and write one. Okay, I'm looking out for someone. All right, great. Mindset. That's great. That's great. That's number 1, mindset. And I'm happy you are following. Compatibility. Great. Okay, I celebrate you. I appreciate the fact that you are following. Now let's move on. Tonight, I've shared the 5 blind spots that can wreck any marriage. And we want to learn and discover a lot of things tonight within a few minutes this masterclass. So we are going to discover the dangerous mindset that can wreck your marriage. Thank you, everyone. I'm seeing your responses. Yeah. All right. Well done. I appreciate the fact that you are connecting well. So now we are going to check this today. Discover the dangerous mindset that can wreck your marriage. We are going to discover You are going to discover your level of compatibility with your partner. You're going to understand it more, how to embrace your masculinity, how to embrace your femininity. Then tomorrow, we are going to identify the 3 pillars for building a strong, satisfying marriage. These pillars are non-negotiable in experiencing marital bliss. So don't miss it tomorrow. These 3 pillars, if you can run with them, wow, you will have a blissful home, harmonious home. So tomorrow, we are going to get to that. You evaluate your personal marriage readiness. I believe some of you have gotten your mails, the result of your marriage readiness assessment. If you have not, check your mail. The link has been sent, or your WhatsApp message, the link to the assessment was shared. Now, the last is to discover how to work together with your partner to promote your personal and mutual harmony. So let's move straight to the first. We want to discover dangerous mindset that can wreck your marriage. We are going to consider 3 dangerous mindsets tonight. There could be more, definitely, but these 3 are very key. And so number 1 is marriage is not an achievement. Now, people have even started saying marriage is a scam. We have some who will just think that they are no longer even interested in any marital relationship. Why? Because of their experiences. They don't see it as an achievement. So what is an achievement? Achievement is being able to carry out something successfully. So you have achieved a great result. This is a result. The success in what you are doing makes it to be an achievement. And so why people don't see marriage as an achievement is because of the experiences, the social media report, all that their neighbors, were saying, all that was happening where they grew up. So they don't even see anything good about marriage. And that has made them to have that mindset that, oh, marriage is not an achievement, I beg. Is this how marriage is all about? I've seen somebody who told me, oh, I didn't even know this is how this marriage thing is when there was marital crisis. So marriage is an achievement because it is the coming together of 2 people who do not know each other, who are coming together to build a nation. We're here at Marriage with Harmony. We always refer to our marriages as nation, because family is the greatest nation on earth. Why? It's the production factory of the society. And so family, your marriage is an achievement if the 2 people can come together to achieve success and fulfillment. So this mindset has really made some singles not to connect to the right partner. It has made some married people not to give in their best. It has made some who are engaged to just not commit to it wholeheartedly because they just don't see it as an achievement. And well, let us just go into it. And so that is number 1, mindset, wrong mindset that has become a blind spot that people are not aware of. They are not aware of that what their parents told them have shaped their mindset not to look forward to getting married. What their friends, their neighbors, their colleagues told them have gradually shaped how they react to their spouses. Several years ago, there was a couple who, they eventually got divorced because of all the things the wife's colleague were telling her. They kept pushing it to her until she had a wrong mindset, and that marriage, broke down. So this is a mindset that we must be intentional about. What do you understand marriage to be? What is your understanding about marriage? Do you see it as an achievement or not? Do you think it's time wasting? Do you think it's a scam? That's what people say now. So marriage is a scam. because most people don't really understand that it is possible for two people to work together. Now, the second mindset that is very wrong, is dangerous, is the first 5 years of marriage are the most challenging. The first 5 years of marriage are the most challenging. And so some already prepare for it that whatever it takes, I will give it to him, we'll give it to ourselves first 5 years. Then after 5 years, we'll calm down. So you can imagine that mindset. That person is already coming in with that mindset of whatever it takes now, we'll give it to ourselves, each other. And after 5 years, maybe it's 5 years. After 5 years, we know how to sort ourselves. And this has become a blind spot that people didn't even know of. But the first 5 years of marriage could be so interesting, could be enjoyable, if you go through the right process before you get married. Like I said earlier, marriage preparation should start before you get married. If you have the right process, if you have the right coaching system, and I would like to drop this, a right coaching system that you need to look out for must be able to put you through 3 major processes. It must not be a process, a coaching, methodology that you will sit down and talk. Okay, this is how you are doing it. This is how you should do it. And at the end of the day, you don't even know how to apply it. There are 3 processes that you must engage in. You must be taken through. We are going to talk about that tomorrow. That's why I said don't miss tomorrow. We are going to talk about those 3 pillars that whether you are single, you need to go through during your marriage preparatory coaching, whether you are engaged or even whether you are married. Knowledge is power. The more you know, the more you enjoy bliss. So the first 5 years of marriage are the most challenging. Is a wrong mindset. It's a dangerous mindset. And we need to understand that right now. Next is the spark fizzles out quickly and you turn to just roommates. Just say, okay, all these ones that you are doing gree that is shocking you. When you get married and you start living together, you see that will not be like that again. Why? Because it's a very dangerous mindset that makes people to just enter marriage thinking that, okay, and let's just do it the way we want. Let's just see how we can just manage each other. So they come into marriage thinking that they should manage each other, because soon the spark will fizzle out and they will just turn to roommate. But when you understand the 3 processes of an effective marriage preparation coaching, you will know that it cannot fizzle out. Before we got married, I told you earlier that we are 23 years in marriage by God's grace. Before we got married, there were some processes we put in place that, this is how we want to keep the love burning, because we were mindful of the fact that as soon as one gets married, there are a lot of things that could just take one's attention. But we were able to put a lot of things in place that has been, those things have been helping us to keep the spark, and those spark have not fizzled out. So this dangerous mindset should be tackled with, and you need to understand that the spark cannot fizzle out if you go through the right marriage preparation coaching. And I just want to say on those 3, because they are dangerous mindset that make people not to give their all, that make single not to even look out for who they can do life with all their days. They just want somebody, okay, so far they said this is how marriage is. Okay, let me just get somebody and let me become Mrs. At least let people stop talking about me that I'm too old, or a guy with just like, okay, let me just get a lady we just know how to sort things out. So this dangerous mindset has gradually led, there are blind spots that people are not even aware of, that they have such mindset. But until they go through a process, a professional process that reveals those blind spots to them, they may not understand until they start experiencing marital crisis. But I celebrate you because you are here tonight. And so, is there any other mindset? I want you to write, go to the chat box and write one mindset that you know is dangerous too. I want to be sure you really understand dangerous mindset that can wreck your marriage too. I want somebody to just share one more point on what you have heard of about, marriage, dangerous mindset. Do you know any other? I just want to be sure that we are connecting where you understand it, because a lot of youths, you have a lot of mindset out there on social media, a lot of things that are being pushed out. So I want somebody to just write one more and we are good to go. Okay? All men are the same. I love that. All men are the same. Very dangerous mindset. Very dangerous. All men cheat. All men are the same. And this has made a lot of women, a lot of singles, to just enter relationship with that, give me, I give you back. All men cheat. Yes, thank you so much. I love that. They are very dangerous mindset that has ended some marriages in divorce. This entitlement mentality, yes, that entitlement mindset that, okay, a lady already knows that this is what a man must do. A man must carry my load, must fix, settle my bills. That mindset. And so immediately he or she gets somebody who is not able to handle the bills. Okay, no, this is not the right person. So in fact, I celebrate everyone. It has nothing to offer. I'm always right. Very dangerous mindset. So I'm happy you can relate with this topic. I'm so glad that you can relate with it. And as soon, yes, all men are polygamous in nature. That is it. So as soon as we can discover this, blind spot, it helps us to quickly fix them so that they will not become marriage is poverty alleviation scheme. Exactly. I love all these dangerous mindsets we are bringing out. That is great. Now we want to move to the next one, the chemistry versus compatibility, which is more important, for marriage sustainability. Remember, I already defined chemistry, defined compatibility. Now let's go through again. Chemistry speaks to emotional connection. A woman can't be satisfied, honestly. That is very dangerous mindset that makes men to be so defensive. They are, you can't satisfy you women. There's no love without money. Wow. Very dangerous. I'm so happy that we are bringing all this out so that everyone can really start checking themselves. Now, chemistry speaks to emotional connection between two people, just like I already explained. Excuse me. It includes physical attraction. And when you talk about emotional connection, you feel safe with that person. You can tell the person anything and not be judged. That is emotional connection. Physical chemistry is about physical attraction. You're attracted to the person physically. And yes, another mindset, dangerous mindset, is that even if you don't like this person physically, just get the money. Is it not money you want? At the end of the day, after getting the money, the marriage experiences crisis, because that attraction is not key. There's a couple I know of who were experiencing marital crisis, very serious one. But it's this physical attraction that just kept the bond. That is the power of physical attraction when it comes to chemistry. We have intellectual chemistry. Intellectual chemistry is being able to understand each other intellectually. You have topics you share, and you can connect, you can relate together. Another person doesn't feel bored when the partner or the spouse is talking. So chemistry has to do with that emotional connection and spiritual affinity. You are able to enjoy praying together. You are able to enjoy doing spiritual activities together. I mean, you just have that bond over shared interest and passion. So chemistry provides that relationship energy and excitement, while compatibility speaks to alignment of lifestyle. It's like you love parenting, you have the same parenting style, you have the same religious values, maybe you're in business together, you volunteer to do things together. It includes your life priorities, your beliefs. You believe the same thing, your values are the same. So the compatibility creates deep understanding and ease of working together. And that's why the Bible says, can two work together except they agree? Compatibility has to do with agreement. You can't be compatible with somebody who doesn't agree with your values, doesn't agree with your vision, doesn't agree with your lifestyle. So compatibility provides relationship ease. But my question to you tonight is, which one is more important in a marital relationship? Is it chemistry? Is it compatibility? I want you to go to comment section. Which one do you think is more, is needed the most, more in a marriage relationship? Before I move on to let us understand the mix that we have. So what do you think? Is it chemistry that is more important? Do you think it's compatibility that is more important? I want you to type it out in the comment section. Which one do you think is more important? Okay. I'm waiting to see the first person, then we move on. Okay, compatibility before chemistry. All right. Okay. So let us move on. Thank you for your response. I appreciate your response. Now let's move on. Now we want to consider the chemistry compatibility mix, so that at the end you'll be able to understand that key factor. You understand? Now, the first one, I've defined it. We have 4 chemistry compatibility mix, and we have low chemistry, low compatibility. Now, I want you, as we go through this 4 compatibility mix, I want you to check if you are engaged. I want you to check your relationship. Which one best describes your relationship? If you are married, I want you to check the mix that best describes your marriage. If you are single, I want you to check your parents' marriage and see the mix that you feel describes them. Do you understand? So I want us to go on. Yeah, they work hand in hand. Good. Compatibility is needed, more compatibility. Okay, thank you for all your responses. I really celebrate your engagement. Thank you. So now the first one is low chemistry, low compatibility. Remember our description. That means this is a volatile zone and the danger level is high risk. Now, based on our definition of chemistry and compatibility, the relationship dynamics, what you will see, what these people will, what they will experience is likely lack of intimacy, even basic conversation, they can't even have it together. The marriage will be extremely tough to sustain. And you see, this relationship type could be found amongst those who were just connected together, maybe by parents. You just say, oh, this is the son of my friend. We have come a long way. Okay, let our children marry. Without even understanding what those children want. They connect, and so by the time they're in the marriage, you don't even connect well or emotionally. You don't agree on anything because they were never interested in each other. So it's been like a relationship that feels awkward. So this is the first reason. And if you are single, such relationship is not recommended. It's not recommended. But if you are engaged and you feel you are teachable enough to make things work, if you see that this is your mix, this explains your mix, that, oh, okay, this is how we feel. Okay, in my relationship, we lack basic conversations. I always get angry when she talks, or he always annoys me. His own views are very annoying. Then but you desire to move on, your desire to still make things work, then you can go through professional marriage preparation program. This one is a non-negotiable that you must ensure you go for such. And you need healing therapy, because this low chemistry, low compatibility means you have really hurt each other. You would have said a lot of dangerous things. You would have talked the way that it shouldn't be. And another recommendation is couple visioning exercise. So that could be done through a marriage coach, and not just any marriage coach, a professional marriage coach, in order to, sustain your marriage. So marriage bliss sustainability is highly needed. This is the Fox mix. So the Fox mix is low chemistry, low compatibility. And I want you to see, can you see any of your parents' marriage being described here? Are you in a relationship that falls under this mix? Or are you in a marriage that falls under this mix? So let's move ahead. And the second one is high chemistry, low compatibility. High chemistry, this is a danger zone, and it has moderate risk. Remember, we talked about chemistry being that, emotional connection that makes people to just feel okay with each other. So in the beginning, it may feel so right. You connect well, there's that intense emotional connection. You can gist, you can do a lot of things together. But gradually, when life starts happening, when your values, you start seeing that your values are not the same, your lifestyle, they are not the same, then you will begin to struggle. And in fact, that chemistry may not even make sense again, because somebody who wants to, maybe let's assume a wife who desires to have, a big business venture, and the husband doesn't even see sense in it. No matter how they even gist or how they connect and everything, when it comes to what they want to achieve in life, they don't connect. They don't connect at all. So they have strong feelings for each other, but they agree on practical things. They disagree on, and clash on practical things. When it comes to parenting, the husband feels it should be done this way. The wife feels, no, let us do this way. Is this school we should go to? No, we are not going to. They don't agree. But when they are through with that, they could sit down to gist talk about what is happening in the nation. They can just talk about friends and family. But when it now comes to some values, they don't agree. So this makes marital bliss sustainability strategy is needed, where you'll be able to be helped to align, and a professional coach will help you to leverage on your emotional connection, because that is high already. So you will be helped to solve the problem. And effective marriage preparation program too is highly needed, and marriage coach, not just a talkative coach, a professional marriage coach that will help you understand self-awareness and help you align. So the first one is we have low chemistry, low compatibility. We have high chemistry, low compatibility. Now, the next one is low chemistry, high compatibility. So you can see all these things that makes people not to enjoy marriage, which most people are not even aware of. They are not aware of. And they just know that they got married and they are not happy. They got married and they feel bored. And they are just wondering, but I love him. She loves me. So what is it? It's a blind spot they are not aware of that we are uncovering tonight. So the next mix is low chemistry, high compatibility. So it means the connection is low, and this is a caution zone, and the risk is low. Here, the chemistry is low, so the marriage can be very, very boring with low emotional intensity. In fact, emotionless sex, because they are just coming together to fulfill all righteousness. They don't enjoy talking with each other. This mix is such that one either of the spouse may just feel the person doesn't reason well. Another person feels judged and we just say, but listen to me, let me explain myself. There's no active listening in low chemistry. There's no active listening. Each person may feel judged, and so they may not even like to discuss much. But when it comes to doing things together, going to volunteer, go to church together, go to, go to the school of the children, they are compatible. They could volunteer together, but when it just comes to some basic things where they need to sit down and listen to each other, to gist, there was a couple and, the wife was really complaining. In fact, she said, he has killed my emotion. He said, I no longer have emotion in this marriage. I'm just in it to fulfill all righteousness because I am somebody, I love to talk. I love to, put my head on my spouse's laps. I want us to talk. I want us to gist, but he doesn't like it. He's not interested in it. So the emotional connection, she doesn't feel connected emotionally. But if it's to do anything together, to volunteer, parenting, to decide on the school of the children, that is always perfect. So emotional connection strategy is recommended for this mix, and they need to be helped to prioritize their emotional exploration and vulnerability. So you need to get a marriage coach and activate intimacy profile. What do I mean by intimacy? As a professional, intimacy is what I use into helping people understand, themselves better. And so when you have your intimacy, your partner, your spouse is able to understand you better, is able to know what you want beyond what you can say, because you will be helped through professional tools to be able to get your intimacy. And as soon as you create that, your partner will be able to understand you better. And so periodic vision retreats are necessary. And the last one is high chemistry, high compatibility. Here, minimal risk. The marriage is, has high sustainability potential. It has harmonious marriage. The intimacy is great. They can understand each other. They are friends. This is a zone where a couple, they have become friends. They'll be able to build friendship. So nobody feels judged. Nobody feels fearful. There are people in a relationship, they are afraid. They can't talk. They don't want to, they already feel inferior in their relationship. But in this zone, high chemistry, high compatibility, nobody sees anyone as inferior. They work together as a team. They understand that, look, we are all work in progress. And so whatever error is, we can maneuver together. They are emotionally close, they fit together well daily in life. And they have passion with precision. But one must not just be comfortable here and just stay here alone. Your chemistry and compatibility must be turned to intentional system. You must make them become like marriage rituals. What are marriage rituals? Something you need, you must be doing every time. You must make them become family traditions, what you enjoy doing together, what makes the two of you connect. You just make sure that they become system. Just like the Bible says, "You think that is stand should take it lest he fall." So the fact that you're in high chemistry, high compatibility, doesn't mean everything is perfect forever. If you are not intentional, that's why the recommendation says it requires intentionality for you to sustain it for life. And for that to happen, you must be able to build systems around about it. Just like before we got married, we said, okay, this is what we want to be telling each other every morning. We want to give each other a hug, to go out, come back, say I love you every day. Just things to keep the relationship on. And 23 years now, we have made it a system that it has to be so. And that has helped, that mix. And so these are the uh, four compatibility chemistry mix I want us to consider. And have you seen your mix in these four categories? If you're in a relationship, have you seen the category you belong to? If you are single, have you been able to identify the mix your parents fall under? I want you to write yes, yes. There, I want you to go to the comments section and type yes. If you have seen the mix, whether your parents belong to, or if you are engaged, the one that describes your engagement. If you are married, the mix that describes your marriage, whether it's low chemistry, low compatibility, whether it's high chemistry, high compatibility. Oh, yes, wow. I'm happy that you can pick it. Low chemistry, high compatibility. Oh, great. I'm happy that high chemistry, high compatibility. So you can see, oh, great. I'm happy that we can pick it. So you can see that all these are blind spots, things that we do not see, but they exist. Oh, I celebrate everyone. Wow, okay, I'm happy that you can pick the mix. So you can see that these are blind spots that people don't even see, but they exist. And yet, because they don't see it, it just keeps causing issues in marriage relationship. Okay, high chemistry, high compatibility, all right, that's great. And so you need to be intentional. You need to create systems in order to ensure it's for life. All right, so I celebrate everyone, and I want us to know that marriage is just like a garden. It's like a garden. Why? If a garden has only beautiful flowers, that is chemistry. Chemistry is being able to connect, be able to do a lot of things together. Things are beautiful, they are rosy. Now, a garden could have beautiful flowers, but without strong roots, which is compatibility. The garden is still vulnerable to storms and challenges. It will still be swept away without strong roots. So chemistry is like flowers in a garden, while compatibility is like strong roots. So you will see that a marriage with high chemistry but low compatibility will still struggle when they face challenges because they don't have roots. They can just connect to gist, but when it comes to engaging in projects, they disagree. Somebody wants, oh no, let us not spend money like this. No, let us do. They don't agree. So, and on the other hand, when you have strong roots, when that, compatibility, but no colorful flowers, then that garden will look very plain and unattractive. So that is why A marriage with high compatibility but low chemistry will lack the excitement and emotional connection that keeps it vibrant. So what can we conclude? In order to harmonize chemistry and compatibility for marriage sustainability, we need to know that the two are needed in order to experience a flourishing marriage, a harmonious marriage. The chemistry and compatibility factor must be worked on. And now that you are aware what chemistry is, now you are aware of what compatibility means, then it now makes you to see that, oh, I need to work on this. Okay. Oh, I've not been connecting well with my partner. Okay. I need to work on this chemistry part. I need to work on our compatibility. We need to be able to do things together. And you will enjoy great marital bliss. Now let's move on to the fourth, which is how to embrace your masculinity. And one thing I want us to know, that it takes more than being a man to be a good husband and father. You need to be whole as a man. And for a man to be whole, you must be self-aware. So it's not just about being good, about supplying the needs of the family. Yes, thank God. But a lot of men are being weighed down. They are supplying, they are handling the family, but they are not seen. They have grown up to hear that men don't cry. Men are always strong. Men are always powerful. They're always energized. But we need to understand that to be a good husband and father, you must first of all understand yourself. So that while being a father and husband, your individuality is not lost. And that is how you can enjoy yourself the more. That is how you will see that marriage is not doing you harm. Okay, we have heard severally of men who complain that, oh, if you do this to your wife, just like some of the dangerous mindsets we wrote, if you do this to your wife, they will take you for granted, they won't respect you, so it's better for you not to. A lot of wrong mindset. But if you are going to express your masculinity, you must be able to understand that you must be a whole man. You must be a man first before you become a husband or father, because those are roles which you can choose to occupy or not. You can choose to become a husband or not. You can choose to become a father or not. But you cannot choose to be a man. God has already created you. You are already a man. And God made you to be like that because of what He has deposited in you. But when you don't understand what you have as a man, then you will not be able to manifest the way you should. You will be working based on your culture, on what your parents have told you, what friends have told you, and you will not be a whole man. A whole man is a man who knows himself, a man who knows what you carry, and who is teachable to keep improving. Remember, a whole man is not a perfect man. It's not a perfect man, but he's a man who understands himself, understands his individuality, and is teachable. That word, teachable enough to become a better version. That is a whole man, because nobody knows it all. Nobody is perfect. And so you are a man first, then a husband. If you identify and understand the qualities of a man, you will know that there is nothing like, oh, this is how a man should do. This is how a woman should do. You will be able to identify yourself. That, okay, what are my values? What is my personality? What are my triggers? What are my deal breakers? What are my non-negotiables? To be able to define every aspect of your life. And when you are able to do that first, and you get married, because you are already self-aware, because you are whole, you know that, okay, this is what I can do. This is what I can do. I have, a colleague who is such that cries more than the wife. The wife is somebody who doesn't even feel you should cry about anything. Just like, why are you crying? And the husband is somebody who gets so, because men have been taught that, oh, you have to be strong. You see that men die inside. They die within. They can't express themselves because they just feel they will be laughed at. But when you understand yourself, when you identify yourself before you get married, you will not be able, to push yourself down while taking up the role of a husband and wife. And that is how you can, do the best thing that God has for you. And so the questions you need to ask before marriage, or if you are married, the question you need to ask is, how whole are you? How well do you understand yourself? How well do you understand yourself? How teachable are you? Number two, how desirable are you as a man? Do you have trauma that are not solved? Are there unhelpful patterns that you are not even aware of? Do you understand headship? Do you understand leadership and influence? A whole man needs to understand all this. You need to understand that as the head, God has made you to be the head. And a head helps, your headship helps you in leadership. So leadership is about identifying the strengths and weaknesses of everyone around you and helping everyone to fit in. And that is where influence can come in. And so we need to really understand it, understanding who you are as a husband, as the bridegroom. Those are the things God has embedded in you. God has given you the ability to groom. And so most of us, even those who are single, we are looking forward to a day. Oh, where's your groom? Where's your groom? But how many of us have really sat down to really think, what does it even mean to groom? Oh, where's your groom? Where's your groom? Oh, this is the bride. This is the groom of the bride, just like the character of Jesus. Jesus was a bridegroom of the church. And he came and he paid the price for us to be who we are. He redeemed our lives. So the husband is the groom. What does it mean to be a groom? A groom is someone who trains, who teaches, who helps another to become what they should be. That is a groom. So when you say bridegroom, that means I am the person to groom my bride. I'm the one to help her fulfill destiny. I'm the one to help her bring out the best in her, just like Jesus paid the price to make us have victory, to make us have peace. So also, if you are the bridegroom, God has invested in you the qualities to be able to groom your bride. But because of this dangerous mindset, most husbands, they are not even interested in all this. Just feel, oh, she will take me for granted. And before you know it, a lot of men no longer want to pay any price. They don't want to, let her sort herself. There was this man whose wife, desires to really be a marriage coach. And he doesn't really have what it takes, to groom the wife, or he doesn't have the knowledge. And what did he do? He had to enroll her in a certification course that could make her become fulfilled. So it's not as if because you are the groom, you must know everything. No. As the groom, you are the one to help to package that bride in order to ensure that she flourishes. And so husband is just like a gardener. You are equipped with the ability to groom your bride, just like I said. You are to groom to bloom. You have to groom for her to bloom. And when you have the right mindset, you will be able to achieve all that is required. Remember, It is not automatic. That is why you need to understand a lot of processes. For you to be a gardener, for you to be somebody who can groom, there are skills you must get. You must activate them. You have them in you. God has really put them, but they are all, blind spots, because you have them, but you don't even know you have them. You don't know you are a man who could just be calm instead of being angry. You just feel that is how we are in our family. You don't even know that you have that emotional grace to be calm. But if you know you're a groom, then you have it in you. But it was a blind spot before you came here, which you didn't even recognize. But you understanding the work of a gardener, the work of the bridegroom, what is expected, you will understand that yes, truly, the husband is a servant leader, and you have been equipped with the nation building mandate. Just like I said here at Marriage with Harmony, marriages are referred to as nations, because we understand that for a nation to thrive, there must be systems that must be put in place. And so for anyone going through marriage preparation coaching here at Marriage with Harmony, you always name your nation. Immediately the marriage preparation coaching starts, you name your nation, because that is who you'll be addressed, what the name you'll be addressed with throughout the counsel, the coaching program, so that you can understand that, look, you are going to build. And when you are a man and you understand what you have, you know that you'll be able to mentor your family and to embody godly values and make those values visible in your home and society. Not everybody can groom, but when you understand yourself, you will understand who you can groom. It's not everybody you can groom. And that is why when you understand yourself, you'll be able to watch out, is this a bride I can groom? This one, I can't groom this one. This one will not listen to me. But without understanding yourself, you just bring somebody into your space that you can't groom. And at the end of the day, there's marital crisis, because you cannot align. So as a gardener, there is need for you to acquire skills, for you to become more self-aware, to know what you really have. There was someone who was saying a few days ago that, when he built his house, when he built his house, he planted flowers, beautiful flowers all around. But it got to a time he couldn't pay his gardener any longer. And so he just told the gardener that, don't worry, because he felt in his heart, it's not just to pour water on flowers. Why am I paying so much? And he has financial challenge that time, so he couldn't meet up with the payment. Just say, okay, don't worry. Do you know what happened? Gradually, those flowers were no longer blooming. They started dying, and before he knew it, they were no longer beautiful. The environment was not beautiful. He had to quickly call this gardener, and this gardener came in. Within a few days, these flowers started blooming again. Why? What does this mean? It takes skills. It's not just by assuming that, okay, I'm of age now, I think I can get married. No, it is not by your age that determines how well you can groom or the type of gardener you are. So these are blind spots that we don't understand, that as a man, you just grow up without understanding yourself first, without recognizing who you are. And that has made a lot of men not to be whole, not to be able to withstand a lot of burdens, not to be able to stand true. But because you are here tonight, I celebrate you. If you're a man in this house, if you are here tonight, if you're a man who has connected, I want you to go to the comment section and say, I'm glad to be a man. I want you to go to the comment section. I want us to celebrate the men in this call. I want the men who have joined, I want us to celebrate. If you're a man, I want you to go to the comment section and say, I'm glad to be a man. Let's see the men in the house. Celebrating the men in the house. Okay. I'm waiting to see the men. Okay. If you're a man in the house, you are not happy that God has so much invested so much in you to be the groomer of the bride. Okay, I'm still waiting for the men. Okay, I'm glad to be a man. Good. Okay, St. John, yeah. Okay, Darasimi, good. I'm glad to be a man. And I know all the blind spots that you didn't see before tonight, not knowing even what it takes to be a whole man. I believe you'll be able to work on that. So now let's move on. Let's understand that what it takes to be a good man: grooming, leadership, and safety. So you need to take that with you: grooming, leadership, and safety. What it takes to be a good husband. And so you need to ask yourself, what grooming skills do you have? You don't need to be married before you identify your grooming skills. It is now, before you get married, that you need to understand your grooming skills. You need to identify your spot your talent and gifts of your household in order to be able to lead them and maximize them. So how well can you spot their talents and gifts? Have you been killing the talent and gifts? If you are a husband who is married, have you been killing the talent and by the words of your mouth, by your expression, by making them feel that you are the Lord of all and they don't have a say, you are the one who has the final say? So how many skills do you have to create a safe space at home where everyone feels seen, safe, and secure? So, like I said earlier, being a good man, it takes more than being a good man to be a good husband. Okay, I'm glad to be a man. All right, we celebrate all the men in the house. You are all welcome. And you need to understand these fears that can sabotage your marriage. The fear of loss of freedom and freedom and independence. Just feel that as soon as I get a woman like this, I won't be free again. That fear is there. You have that limiting belief that your wife will transfer bad luck. All these fears, marriages don't last, and yours may end in separation or divorce. In counseling, I've heard this over and over again. You know, that fear of the marriage ending in divorce, the fear of being dominated by your wife. You have a lot of fears that you need to tackle, and so you need to identify the fears you have about marriage. You need to identify your own blind spots, what you can't see, but now your focus is being drawn to them now. So you need to start identifying them. You need to trace their origin. Okay, where did this fear come from? Okay, it was what my friend told me. Okay, it was what my father told me. It was what my mother told me. It was what my siblings told me. Okay, you need to trace the origin so that you can confront and destabilize them with evidence and reframing of what you have heard tonight, what you have learned tonight. You have the power in you. You have the power to ensure that all these fears, you know, are not dominating you. And these fears are best dealt with alongside a neutral third party. Just like when someone is driving, it takes somebody who is outside to say, oh, watch it. A car is coming. Oh, watch it. Stop there. So it takes a third party to help you. And it's not just anyhow third party, a professional marriage preparation coach who could help you become more self-aware, who could take you to a process where you could understand your fears, to understand the origin. And so don't choose to ignore your fears. Don't think ignoring them will make them go away. No, they will continue to haunt you and sabotage your effort at building a team-centered marriage until you confront and deal with them. So you need to identify your fears and you need to identify how you are going to deal with them after tonight's class. Now, let's move to the female, how to embrace your femininity with originality. Just like the men, women too, we are species of humankind. So you must be a woman before a wife, just like a man must be a man before husband or father. You must be a woman before a wife or a mother. So there are roles. When you understand tonight that there are roles, you know that, oh, I must understand myself first in order to ensure that these roles are carried out well. These roles do not define your womanhood. It is your individuality that defines your womanhood. And so you must not ensure that you relegate your womanhood in order to pick up these roles of a woman and a wife and a mother. Your being a woman comes first. And you need to ask yourself some of these questions. How old are you? Just like the men, you need to ask yourself, how old are you? How desirable are you as a woman too? Are there traumas you are, carrying, unhelpful patterns? Do you understand the power you have as a woman? What does submission mean to you? These are questions you really need to answer. A lot of us enter marriage without asking questions. You don't even understand questions to ask. You just enter, marriage blank, and we now start getting to see a lot of things. And so, because I really want us to round up in good time, you need to understand who you are as a wife. Just as we call the husband, how they have been made to be groomers, bridegroom. So also wife. A wife is the helper, and is likened to the Holy Spirit, the character of the Holy Spirit. You will, if you conversant with the Bible, you know that the Holy Spirit has been termed as our helper. And this Isa was also used for a wife in Genesis. This Isa. So it has likened the woman to the character of the Holy Spirit. That means you have the character of the Holy Spirit. And so there's nothing like, this is how I am. I cannot just, I have to talk back. But now you are understanding that you have the characteristics of the Holy Spirit. And as a wife, you are a type of helper. You are positioned around your husband to ensure he doesn't lose his way. And so are you here and you are a wife, or you are marital, you are engaged? How well have you been helping your husband? Because the dangerous mindset women have is that, okay, it's the husband that is to do everything, is the one to lead, is the one to guide. And so women just believe they should sit down, cross their legs. But when you understand what you have, what God has given you as a woman, that you have the qualities of the Holy Spirit, that is why you are the helpmate suitable for that man, then you will be able to get a lot of things together. You'll be able to have your mandates together. You'll be able to work together as a team to ensure that that man feels fulfilled in life. And if you are a wife and you understand that you are tender, you are the spirit of truth, whose counsel, stands both as warning bell and a travel compass in difficult situation, you will be able to know that God has embedded in you as a woman that wisdom, the wisdom to be able to navigate challenges and not cage. You'll be able to understand your strength, and you will not be able to define yourself based on what social media has defined women. You'll not be able to define yourself based on how your parents have defined how women are. But you'll be able to define yourself based on your Creator, who has already deposited all these things in you, and you have them. But they are blind spots because you have them, but you don't even recognize. You don't acknowledge them. And we have a lot of women, even those who are very strong, in faith, they just miss it because they don't understand what God has given to them to be a woman and a wife who is to be a helper. And you need to ask yourself too these questions. What effective communication skills have you developed? Are you just there? You just feel this is how we talk. My own is just to say my mind. Immediately I say my mind, I'm okay. Is that your own type of womanhood? That just feels that if I keep quiet, he will think I'm daft. But I need to let him know that I too am smart. He's a graduate, I'm a graduate. We are both learned, so you cannot just trash me anytime like that. But there are better ways to handle conflict. There are better ways, to promote peace in a home. What effective communication skills have you developed? Remember, communication is different from effective communication. You could communicate, and that communication could even land in marital crisis. But when we talk of effective communication, it is a skill you need to develop. And one way to help you develop this is by understanding what effective communication entails. That is 5 R's. 5 R's. Number one, for your communication to be effective, it must be done with the right tone. You could say something well, but your tone could give it away. You could just say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry now. And you could say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So your tone, for your communication to be effective, you must have the right tone. A communication is effective when it yields positive results. A communication that ends in fight, in greater issues, is not effective. But if it's going to be effective, your tone must be right. If it's going to be effective, you must be able to use the right words. So, number one, right tone, right words. And that's why sometimes I tell women, I give them this commandment, I say, thou shalt not talk when angry. Thou shalt not talk when angry. Because you could just release some words that the man will not forget. Especially if you marry a man who is very sensitive to words. It will take the Holy Spirit, it will take a lot of begging, apologies, for that to really leave his mind. So I always tell women, thou shalt not talk when angry. Is it that you will keep quiet forever? No. Just let it be until you are in the right frame of mind to express yourself without being insultive, without being disrespectful, that you could talk well. So right words, right tone, the right time. It's not every time that is right to communicate. You must understand that the right time is a time your partner or your spouse is in the good mood, not when he or she is on the laptop working, or maybe the person is dressing up to go out. Just say, we need to talk. And the person is just like, look, I need to go. I said, we need to talk. And before you know it, that has ended up in fight. But you need to get a good time where the person is in a good mood. So you could say the right thing, but at the wrong time. And that makes it not to be effective. So the right words, the right tone, the right time, the right environment. It is not all environment that you just have to talk. Maybe something just happened when you went out and you just feel, look, let us talk, let us talk. What did you just do there now? And just like, wait, let us get to the house. No, let us just say it here. It can never be effective. There is always the right environment. A right environment where it's just the two of you, where you could sit down without distraction to talk, so that he or she could listen actively. And the fifth is the right expression. You could say the right words, the right time, right environment, and your expression really gives everything away. Your facial expression could just say the opposite of what you are saying. And the person is just like, but why are you looking this way? Say, how am I looking? That's how my face is. just let us say what we have to say. And the person is already seeing trouble. And yet you are saying that you want to carry out effective communication. So what effective communication skills have you developed? How to be able to use the right tone, how to be able to use the right words, how to be able to calm down until you get to the right environment, how to be able to express yourself, and how to be able to use the right time. So these are skills that you need to develop, and you must be able to know how to embrace your feminine power to promote your family vision with least resistance. And you will ask, what is even your family vision? Are you just getting married just because you're of age? What are you achieving? I think by tomorrow we'll be able to learn more, about that. So I want you to know, just like the men, it takes more than being a good woman to be a good wife and a good mother. So these roles require effective mindset, tool set, and skill set. And thankfully, these are teachable and learnable. You can, if you are self-aware and you know that, oh, I don't have the grace for all these things. So I've had some women tell me, even some men say, I don't think I can go through all these things, all these right time, right. What time do I have to be due? At the end of the day, they come back for counseling because they are already experiencing marital crisis. So why not just build yourself, develop yourself, and know that that grace is in you to do it. God has made you to have the qualities of the Holy Spirit. You have the qualities to be gentle. You have the qualities to be kind. You have the qualities to operate in wisdom. But because of blind spot, most people don't even, understand it. But I believe being here tonight, so you need to understand whether you are struggling with your self-worth, whether you have unresolved trauma, questions that questions your essence. But one thing you need to know, that you are whole. God has made you to be whole. And you just need to start bringing them out. So you are imperfectly perfect. You are powerful. So, but if you don't believe any of this, you need to reconnect to your authentic self through therapy and coaching, so you don't self-sabotage yourself in marriage. Because if you don't understand who you are, if you don't understand what God has given to you, then you cannot make the best out of it. And so I want us to know that the key to a peaceful home or to a peaceful world is our acceptance of our identity as co-dominion spirit. We need to understand that, and our respect or our honor for our roles as partners in progress without any sense of superiority or inferiority is highly needed. You must understand your role as the head. You must understand your role as the helper and be able to work together as a team. And so if you are a female in this who has joined this call, I want you to go to the comment section and celebrate yourself. I'm happy I'm a woman. You can just imagine what it means to have the qualities, the characteristics of the Holy Spirit. Wow. So I want you to go to the comments and type, I am glad to be a woman. I am glad to be a woman. But those who are not glad, oh, then no need to go to the comment section. That means you still need to come back for another coaching. You need to come back for another training. But if you are glad to be a woman, I want you to go to the comments and I want you to type it. I am glad to be a woman. So I'm looking out for those who are glad. I'm looking out for those who are glad. Okay, let's see who the first person is. Okay, let's see the first person. I'm watching out, I'm looking out. Okay. Okay. Who is that first person? All right. I'm glad to be. All right, great. I'm happy that the women in the house too are glad. They are glad. And so I want us to understand that in order to be able to put everything together, There are three essential pillars for building a strong, satisfying marriage, which we will start with tomorrow. This is where we are starting from tomorrow. And that is why I don't want you to miss it. Because whether you are single, you are engaged or married, if you can understand these essential pillars and you work with them, there's no way you will not enjoy a fulfilling marital experience. These three essential pillars are not theories by men, they are proven framework that has been used severally and it has been working. And that is why if you are single, you are married, you are engaged, tomorrow ensure you connect in good time so you can understand what these three pillars are. They are essential, and the more you get to understand these pillars, the more you commit yourself to ensure you build with these pillars, then you can be sure of a fulfilling marital experience. Remember, whatever you invest, the time, the knowledge that you gain will give you the peace you want. Why are people experiencing crisis? Because most people are not going for knowledge. They are not getting adequate knowledge. They keep building marriage based on assumption. And that is why we have what we're experiencing now. But if you are intentional to gain adequate knowledge and to implement them, not just to gain the knowledge, but to implement them, you will be so glad that you have done it. And so it's going to be another great time tomorrow, same time, 7:30 p.m. and we are coming to learn. And so I want you to go to the comments. If you have, before we round up, if you have any question, you can type it out. And if you don't have any question, we will celebrate ourselves for being here. I always celebrate those who are intentional about gaining adequate wisdom on marriage. So, is there any question? Is there any question? Is there any question? Is there any question? If there's no question, then I appreciate everyone for coming, and I would like you to just say one thing we are going away with tonight before we close. Just say one main thing. I know there could be several, but I want you to write in the comments section one main thing that you have gained tonight. One main thing that you have gained tonight. Okay? I'm checking out just one thing that you have gained tonight. Okay, I'm expecting to read from the first person. What is your take home tonight? What is your take home? What is your take home? What is your take home? As soon as one person types is our take home, then we'll call it a day. But I just need at least one person. I'm looking out for that person. What is your take home tonight? Okay. Who's typing first? What is your take home tonight as we round up? Okay, because I don't want to end this call and see that somebody has typed something. What is your take home tonight? Who is the first person to type it? Okay, still waiting as we round up.